Test, 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 test. Hello there, YouTubers. My most loved subscribers, frequent viewers, and kind patrons. It's the I beg your pardon. It's a beautifully sunny day, and hence I figured I should, go live to make the best use out of this, the natural light, the natural sunlight, even if it's already the 17th of beg your pardon. The 17th of a month past November, nearing winter solstice again. And yeah, so first of all, you might ask why the title, why name your stream, why name my live stream with such a title that contains such a vulgar language, namely arsehole or asshole in American accent, blah blah blah. Well, just to I titled this live stream almost impossible to make money except blowing some liquid nitrogen into NPC's arsehole, just to try to play with YouTube's stupid algorithm, see how that can help with increasing or try to broadcast or to boost my videos or my channels exposure to my to other YouTubers or viewers who have yet found my channel, just to try to kind of I won't say I won't call it something like a clickbait, but yeah, I have to do days like this in this highly treacherous and hostile and unforgiving days and age. I must do whatever I can, or I should say I have to do whatever I can to build myself up, in particular my presence on YouTube, specifically my channel here, so that I can I can pull myself out of my current state of misery, and maybe also a bit somewhat in a state of impoverishment, blah blah blah. Yeah. So yeah, I would like to furthermore I would like to to elaborate more on on why I imagine in this in this in this age, in this I beg your pardon. in this day and age, why it feels almost impossible to make money. Yeah, first of all, we must get you know I beg your pardon. First of all, we must learn to how should I put it? Learn how to perceive and discern, the difference, the key difference in between the amount of money you got paid and the amount of money you get to keep after paying all those your daily necessities, say your electricity bills, your water bills, your internet bills, some, and during winter it can your bills can include, of course, heating bills, and blah blah blah. And yes, you know your last but not least, food, water, blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. And then the money you have left with, that you know amount counts as the actual amount of money that you have actually made or earned, once you take into account of all those costs, including your opportunity cost. Say, in case or in the event that you work, you choose to opt in or choose to participate in the conventional 9 to 5 grind, you must take into account the opportunity cost that associated with your personal choice. Though I won't call it exactly a personal choice, to opt into or to participate in the conventional 9 to 5 grind, since you effectively um, exclude yourselves from other opportunities to make a greater amount of money you once you participate or attach yourselves to the conventional 9 to 5 grind as we speak. And not to mention that some of you, though I wish nothing but the best to all of you guys out there, and yet life is hostile and highly volatile and, of course, unpredictable. So some of you guys might have been suffering from certain medical conditions, say diabetes, or something chronic, say maybe, say, I beg your pardon, yes, migraines, um what else, high blood sugar, blah blah blah. Though I wish none of you guys out there to to suffer from all those you know um excruciatingly painful and frustrating and annoying illnesses or medical conditions, blah blah blah. But yes, you have to take such your the cost, or the or the toll, or the the bigger pardon, the 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 damage to your health into account as well, since it takes an enormous amount of money to to receive proper medical attention or treatment, at least you know in the United States of America, based on my knowledge, based on what I can see and watch and listen to, on social media, in particular, YouTube, but not limited to YouTube, but also some some other sources of information, blah blah blah, and even if even in, yes, even in other states, or even in other countries or regions, it still costs some money to get certain to get yourselves treated, you know um in order to mitigate, if not to completely neutralize, certain symptoms or illnesses or medical conditions, blah blah blah. So yes, so so now you have to see that the amount of, even the amount of money that you have left with after paying off your bills, your after paying for your own daily necessities, say all those manage mandatory costs associated with living this shit life on this god damned wretched planet Earth. Even after paying off those costs, it it won't stop there. It won't stop there, and you know you may or might still have to say to pay for for to pay or to spend money on either maintaining or improving your health. Yeah, so I that's the part that I imagine, the matrix, or I should say the system, or the say the those elites, groups of oligarchs, want you know other others um think of money, of the nature of or the very the definition of money, the definition of income, of your actual disposable income, even if you take account, you take account those costs associated with your daily expenses, say food, H2O, electricity bills, gas, blah blah blah. You still have to take into account the opportunity cost, and the cost, the toll, the the damage, the potential hazards to your health, to your physical and mental health. I beg your pardon. So yeah, and that's I I guess most people tend to you know to misunderstood to misunderstood um the very intrinsic meaning, intrinsic um the very intrinsic beg your pardon. I guess that's how they that's exactly where they twisted the meanings of words, of languages, of even those fundamental concepts and ideas associated with our day-to-day life. Say the definition of income, the of the actual amount of money you get to keep after paying all those bills, after receiving your paycheck, and then paying for your daily necessities and those bills and blah blah blah. Yeah, so that's yeah. So I beg your pardon for for my intermittent studying again, and the repetitions of of having to kind of regurgitate you know um what I've said, and what I've tried so hard to elaborate on and to explain to you guys. But I hope that I have made my points clear, despite how much that I've stuttered. But yeah, just bear this in mind. Even if you make, say, 100 million per year, and yet you have to get stranded in a bed at ICU. Just imagine what good can 100 million, 100 million, say, pounds, Swiss francs, dollars can do to get you out of that state of misery. None. Say, what good can 100 million, or 200, or 500 million? What good can they do? Can it do? Assuming you are now lying helplessly in a bed at an ICU, you know, and and probably just having around 1 day or 2 days remaining to live on this planet Earth. And what good can money do? No matter how much you get paid, no matter how much you get to accumulate daily. Yeah, so that's exactly where I suppose they, or I should say the matrix, or the oligarchs, or the slave masters, do whatever they can do. That's precisely where they they you know they they do everything in their power to ensure that the vast majority of you know of the vast majority of other folks of whom they perceive as NPCs. That's how they keep the vast majority of people, us commoners, indoctrinated and helpless. By twisting the meanings, the meanings, the beg your pardon, the 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 fundamental meanings of life and death, money, love, sex, happiness, sense of of meaning, fulfillment, blah blah blah. They have done, or I should say, they have been working extremely hard to ensure that most most of us will never ever have the faintest grasp of the true meanings you know of money, of life, and death, blah blah blah, until the very moment we take our last breath. And even maybe loads of NPCs still fail to understand the basic, the intrinsically um, fundamental meaning of money and life, and their hard work, even in their deathbeds, even by the moment they kick their bucket in their deathbeds. Yeah. So I suppose, yeah, that's in that sense, yes, the Matrix has succeeded. Well, at least so far. So far, it has succeeded in having us twisted by the balls, and const- constantly blowing smoke, if not liquid nitrogen, both through our mouths and our pathetic assholes. Yeah, just a bit of um, filthy joke. I hope you guys do get the joke. Yeah, but yeah, it's quite nowadays, just it's freaking hard to not not just to make money, but to even to keep your chin up, to keep your spirit high, to keep yourselves entertained and motivated on a day-to-day um frequency or a basis. Yeah, it even even that has um has has you know I beg your pardon. Even that simple task has turned so challenging, incredibly challenging. At least I guess in my case, I suppose I can just pretty much function as a fairly a fairly ordinary human being, maybe once or twice per week, thrice slash three times tops per week. So that says that's when I say when I say function normally as an ordinary human being, I mean being able to to either either splash some cold water onto my face and then brush my teeth or slash or take first brush my teeth and take a shower, blah blah blah, and then get get dressed, get ready, for my daily chores, my daily tasks, say working remotely. I beg your pardon for my hiccuping, but yeah, working remotely, blah blah blah, remotely, having say at least two meals daily, if not three meals. I can't even remember exactly when it was the last time I've had three meals you know for a day. Possibly say 2 to 3 months ago, maybe I had I pretty much lost track on that. Yeah, so just so you know, they have I beg your pardon, but yeah, it is so tragic, so um so frustrating, so demoralizing, to come to a come to a realization, that nowadays it can even takes your your extreme stretch and length and strength just to function as someone ordinary and seemingly normal, you know not and let alone let alone let alone you know opting in or participating in the conventional 9 to 5 grind. Yeah, yeah, it is just freaking shit. I wish I could do something about such learned or acquired state of helplessness, and that's one of the greatest weapons they constantly use against us is through learned helplessness or acquired helplessness. Plus 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 a feeling the feeling of desperation, and hopelessness. Yeah, to keep us attached, so attached, to their games, to their rules of the game. So I guess in order to break free from the matrix, the very first step is to come to a a realization that that you are being held captive or hostage or a prisoner by the matrix. And unfortunately, many still haven't realized that. you know you know, I beg your pardon. Yes, many even haven't even realized, haven't even, made themselves aware of the fact that the Matrix has them. The Matrix has held them hostages and held them captive as prisoners and slaves. Yeah. So, what else have I forgot to mention? And yeah, so that says, whenever you come across or bump into someone, say, most typically speaking, say an NPC are asking you what you do for a living, you may want to answer them in a humorous manner that, well, I blow, I mine, and then I manufacture and then blow liquid nitrogen into into assholes of people like you. Yeah, just kidding. But just I am just trying to raise your awareness of some humor and some more some more figures of speech. Just try by using more metaphors. You know, and that I believe can add some spice to your existing sense of humor, and therefore making you someone more likable, someone more more attractive, and quote unquote more popular. Yeah, I beg your pardon, but yeah, it is just freaking hard nowadays to even make a living. Yeah, to just even exist, it takes even a great deal of hard work to just exist, as someone seemingly functional and normal nowadays in this freaking stupid, freaking hostile and volatile and treacherous day and age. 击败 here. Yeah. So yeah, I beg your pardon, for ranting and rambling, for more than 30 34 minutes already. So yeah, just in case you guys have some more questions, I am all ears. You know. Otherwise, yeah, I suppose. Damn. Otherwise, yeah, I suppose I should conclude this filming session, or should I? Yeah, it's the 17th of um December 17th of beg your pardon. Oh shit. Yeah. So yeah, just to to mark this filming session with its accurate, day and time, at which I filmed it. Yeah, this live stream was filmed on the 17th of the the 17th of the 17th of beg your pardon. So yeah. Australian Eastern Australian Eastern daylight Australian Eastern daylight saving time / Sydney time. Yeah. A month past November the 17th. Yeah. 2025. I beg your pardon for having some of my vocal cords dysfunctional or somehow blocked by something, I don't know, but I have been trying so 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 hard, so extremely hard, so so hard to vocalize, to pronounce, the month that comes after November. Yeah, but yeah, I suppose I have made enough a fool of myself at this point. So yeah. So in case you guys have any more questions, feel free to post them below this video or send me a private message via the the real time messaging app called Discord. And yes, though I can't guarantee that I shall remain online with that app all the time 24/7. No, not at all. But in the event that I failed to respond to your questions or messages or comments, feedbacks on time, please do just do send me a message or leave a comment on some of or one of my videos on my channel. Yeah, and I shall do my best to respond ASAP. And yeah, so should you find this video or live live stream helpful, if not fun or entertaining, please consider smashing that like at the right hand side of this video, and also please consider subscribing to my channel so that it can help boost the exposure to some more viewers. So yeah, until next time, if God's still willing. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and thank you for 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 showing up, for tuning in. Beg your pardon. So yeah, until next time, if God's still willing, stay out of trouble and stay far from weak. Bye. Cheers.